Good morning, everyone. How are you today? It is a beautiful Thursday, and the sun is shining, and we have gorgeous weather today. Um, so I hope that you're all doing well. I'm struggling a bit, to be honest, just feeling a little off kilter. Um, Missing Cuba, missing traveling. It is such an important part for me and my personal well being that I'm sort of in a little bit of a slump at the moment with no travel, no major travel plans on my horizon, and that always causes me to get a little bit, what's the right word? Unsettled. I'm just unsettled. So, anyways, we will just have to travel in our minds and do some visualizations and some different things and plan a trip. That always helps. Planning a trip. I do have a retreat to Costa Rica that I'm planning for next June 2023, that I hope that you will be able to attend with me. It's going to be amazing. So mark it on your calendar. It's in June 2023. Further details will follow, but just so you know about that. Anyway, so I'm shuffling the cards for our reading today, and as usual, we are focused on what do we need to hear, know, or think about today in our lives to help support us, to validate us, to help direct us in our questions, or support us in our lives right now in this moment. We've been talking a lot the last couple of days just about truth and reality and illusion, and making sure that our heart, that we are using our heart center, our intuition to make good decisions, wisdom combined with intelligence, and making sure that we are not disillusioned or following the wrong path, thinking that that we're following a path of truth when in fact we are not. So this has been something that has been a theme the last couple days. So I'm looking forward to seeing what we get today, what our thought is today, because I've been doing a lot of that. Have you? I would like to know if you're actually enjoying these readings and getting something out of them and doing something with them, keeping them in mind every day as we go through the day. It's just kind of fun to just think about a topic or an idea, like this idea of wisdom-based decision making, and being a compassionate leader. Who is a leader is someone who focuses on the good for everyone, not just themselves. So some of these ideas and concepts are just really healthy and interesting to think about and talk about as we go through our day. So let's see what we got for today. So we have the devil today. Temptation, I would imagine. This is card number 15. And it's polarity, right? So there's always two sides of the same coin, right? There's light and there's dark, there's good and there's evil, if you will. And the devil has two children down here. Looks like Adam and Eve, perhaps. And they are chained to this little stand that the devil is sitting on, and the devil has more like bird feet, basically. You see these? They're like claws. So he's clawed, and then the two people are chained to the devil. And we have the pentacle symbol is upside down, going down into his third eye, into his pineal gland, which is our center of creativity. And he has wings and he has horns, and he kind of is like a wildebeest without the wings. Anyways, and so he has this fire torch that he has in one of his hands. In the other hand, he has raised like this, almost like a hello, a peace. It reminds me of Mork from Ork, Nanu Nanu, which I know is not part of this reading. And I actually have not dived deep into this card with studying it specifically. So I'm looking forward to reading what Rebecca Magic has to say about this card, because she is my teacher and I'm always learning. I am a student of tarot. And it feels to me like this card is talking about temptation. It's card number 15, 13, 14. I think temperance was right before it, which is patience. So going along the royal path and the journey, this is a card that causes us to really analyze and evaluate our next steps and what we are going to do with this information. So let's read what this card has to say. And it's right before the Tower. So this card is also known as the Black Magician. So the number 15 can be reduced to the number 6, revealing a connection between the Arcanum 15 and the 6, the two paths, right? So we have like the two sort of good versus evil paths happening. Here we explore the realizations that inevitably come to us as we all make mistakes, big and small. Here we begin to imagine what it would mean if we didn't always choose the higher path of the two. Here, 15, or 1 plus 5, represents will, which is card number 1, overcome by the senses, number 5. We are taught here that the evil of the world may possess the will and cause the one to go down a road of black magic. The opportunity to witness self-destructive behaviors in this world is everywhere we look. Not only do we have our own mistakes to learn from, but also the infinite reflections of others and their missteps. We usually don't realize the mistake as we are making it, of course. Hindsight is 20/20. However, once we become conscious of the mistake, it is then our responsibility to neutralize it. Whatever work we do against the laws of nature must be exposed, counterbalanced, or transformed in its future expression. It does not matter how aware or unaware we are of our poor choices in this paradoxical world we live in, we are still bound to their effects. We may do well, then, to remain vigilant of any impulses, however subtle, which coax us into the realm of material entanglement. We can be so good at keeping up a facade that we fool our own selves. We may be speaking kindly to someone, but inside our heads we're thinking something not so kind. Or inside of our bodies, we are feeling an urge to behave inappropriately. This is the instinctive mind or animal nature unleashed. When this part of ourselves becomes detached from higher purpose or the royal path, it behaves destructively. This out-of-control consciousness then makes choice after choice based on selfish desire. Eventually, we find ourselves in a black hole of attachment and addiction to temporary satisfactions. Any direction that is not for the highest good is the path of the Black Magician. We don't need to view this as scary or overwhelming. To immediately put our minds at ease, we may remember that innocence is ultimately forgiven and offered another chance. The Black Magician does not merely represent the path of someone who falls into the role of some kind of an evil cloaked murderer. Of course, that is one extreme example. Rather, the Black Magician is within us all, right here and now. There's always the opportunity to choose the lesser path in each moment on the road of duality, hence the relativity of the Black Magician to the ever-present now. I'm so sorry, you guys. The significance of the wisdom of the Black Magician lies hidden inside its opposite, the white magician. When we can become aware that we have strayed from the path, we have a chance to perform the proper sacrifice in counterbalance of the energy we have misdirected. Once we wholly choose to redirect our willpower toward the path of the white magician, all that we have previously experienced in the dark becomes transmuted into realizations of gold for the future ahead. In other words, when we take active responsibility for the fall, the Adam and Eve sort of fall that I talked about earlier, we are doubly rewarded upon the rise. So we have to be carefully observe our thoughts and emotions as they relate to our true feelings inside, back to our inner truth, and remembering that that there's polarity, that there's always the black magician and the white magician in every choice that we have, that we make. And that we can always choose to walk towards the white magician again. And this is very powerful reading. We must take quick action upon the realization of the need for expiation or repentance. So if there's anything that you have, you guys, that you're feeling like maybe you could have made a better choice or a better decision in something, let's start to make a move towards changing that choice, those decisions, towards walking in your truth and towards the lighter, whiter path. It will be rewarded. Your sincere and sincerity, your eagerness to do what is good, what is honest, what is truthful, walking towards the path, the light path, will be rewarded. We must forgive ourselves. Lots of forgiveness for straying on the path, for self-pity is useless in the name of progression. We can't hold ourselves back by getting mad at ourselves and beating ourselves up over things. I think we all have a tendency to do that. So we have to just recognize that we have a choice and that we are continuing to go forward, and that as we walk forward, we have choices. And once we become aware, this is actually a gift, you guys. This Black Magician card is a gift. The Devil is a gift because it offers us a choice to choose the path of righteousness, to choose the path of lightness, and to recognize that there is duality in life, that there is always light and always dark, and we always have a choice, and we can always be forgiven and go back to the right path. We have that in us. We don't have to sit here and beat ourselves up and feel bad about our past choices. We just have to make a decision and move on and start making different choices that are more in the path of light. And so I will stop there today. We got the Devil, we got the Black Magician, card number 15, and let's make good choices today. Get back on that path towards the White Magician, and I would love to know if you would like to share any. And how you are feeling about this card today, and what you can do to get back on the path, because this is not about doom and gloom, you guys. It's not about that. It's about awareness of the light and the dark, and the affirmation that we have choice in our lives to move forward in a different way once we become aware of the circumstances. So let's all walk towards the path of light, towards the White Magician, towards the truth, the inner truth, and the light and goodness for all of us. I see you, I hear you, I am here for you, and I love you. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.